Opening the door on the new spring fashions is one of the most prophetic designs of 1960. Mark as important the definitely low waistline, the deep armhole. The honey color is new too, and this two-piece silk dress buttons down the back. And here's another major fashion, the longer suit jacket handled by American designers in their own way. This one of navy blue woolen, the all-important pockets and neckline edged with contrast. A neat and slicked up look that is purely wonderful in all sizes and for all ages. One of the really great fashions of this spring is the matching coat and dress. This one is of richly flowered silk, shapely and easy. The dress you'll see has the new pyramid waistline, which rises at the front and sinks at the back. And here's fashion news too, the inconspicuous but important label. You'll find it now in most of the women's and children's clothing produced in the United States. It's the signature of the 450,000 men and women whose skilled fingers help to make American women and children the best dressed in the world. What does it take then to turn a fashion from the flash of an idea in a creative mind into an exciting and useful part of your wardrobe? Designers, for one thing. Exacting, painstaking designers who fuss over a fold, whose lives are part anguish and part cloud number 9. Designers who have the multiple ability to assimilate inspiration from art, yet to understand sizing, the fall of a piece of fabric, the needs of the American woman, your needs, who know how to draw beauty from many sources, and who know in a strange and intuitive way what's wanted, what small tuck or angle of pleat will add 100 dresses to a buyer's order. Here in the designing rooms of the great manufacturing houses they work. 4 times a year, for most of them, they drink coffee, swallow tranquilizers, and become close to hysterical over the slant of a waistline or the placement of a shoulder strap. Co-workers understand them and value them, even when they are being, shall we say, temperamental. The manufacturer who struggles to reconcile the designer's dream with the cold facts of production, salability, and cost, values the designer too, and supplies cool-headed business knowledge to make the fashion business one of America's gigantic basic industries. Next, the store buyers come into the manufacturer's showroom. The shrewd buyers who have to be shrewd, for on their knowledge of public taste hangs their department's success, their reputation for judgment. Once the store orders are in, the dress moves into production. Layers of cloth lie smooth and sleek on the cutting table, waiting to be given shape and fashion. Cutters wield their great mechanical shears with a serene calm, which is the mark of the expert, and with one swoop of the blade send 50 dresses on their way to life. An operator whizzes down a straight or curved seam at what seems to most of us a breakneck speed, with never a pucker, never a jog. These are old-timers, tailors by trade. Deft fingers set in this tiny label, this very modest little label that speaks volumes, that tells you these skilled garment workers work with pride and pleasure, that they were glad to make your dress. Today, most of the garment workers, 80% in fact, are women. Drapers set top and skirt together. See that folds lie smoothly and don't bunch. Establish the all-important angle of the shoulder. Pins are their tools. The dress moves on to the finishers, the needle workers of the trade, who work with fastidious pride on hems, buttons, button loops, snappers, all the minute details which add up to the perfection of American ready-to-wear that is the envy of the world. Pressers handle their great steam-breathing steel dragons with flourish and lay on the essential touch of good grooming without which there can be no fashion. Besides which, They bring out the true shape of the bodice and skirt. Examiners and cleaners are the critics of the trade, the perfectionists. The examiner with a careful eye searches every garment for a seam that is askew or a fold misplaced. The people you have been seeing, whose special skills make available the fashions you are about to see, are all members of the International Ladies Garment Workers Union, one of this country's most respected labor organizations. A constructive and stabilizing force in its industry, a pioneer in workers' education and in health and welfare programs, a union that provides its members with health centers, summer resorts, and opportunities for self-development in classes devoted to everything from parliamentary law and social science to painting, sculpture, music, and ceramics. A leader in community service and in aiding the cause of democracy throughout the world. This is the ILGWU, often described as more than a union, a way of life. A way of enriching life for the 450,000 members who signed their work with the ILGWU label, because they want you to know that it was produced by men and women who, through their union, have won fair standards, the dignity of a voice in their own conditions of employment, a respected place in their communities. Their story, like the fashion story, is distinctively American. Naturally, they are proud of it. Now let's look at Here's a pretty representative group of women in the USA. Grandmother to nursery school. The well-to-do to those who have to watch the pennies. Waistlines that vary from 21 inches to 31 plus. Here too are represented 7 major fashion trends for spring. And small fry fashions too. The controversial shapes and colors of modern art and architecture have had a tremendous effect on modern fashion. It is not a year for period revivals. The fashion is now with a capital N. It reflects the exciting, inventive world around us. Here, a pallet's worth of the new, bold, expressionist prints in a silk jacket and belt worn with a slim white silk dress. Vital strokes of black and blue and white look as if they're painted on a loose cotton overblouse. A great rosy red herringbone makes the top and jacket of a summer's afternoon dress. The sunflower yellow and brown that Van Gogh painted is borrowed for a slender linen beach pajama with overblouse. Bold bands of blue and purple and green make this sash tunic blouse. Shimmering gold tones in a pleated silk dress with a new long torso. Stylized flowers, huge and modern, in jewel colors splashed on a silk cocktail dress with a new deeper armhole and a low string belt. Gauguin could have painted these large-scale Polynesian flowers, identically printed on crepe and chiffon. Notice the drop shoulder line, the deep oval back. More of the modern art influence, the emphatic black and white abstract prints with a wonderful, clean, swept and garnished look that will cool the atmosphere this summer. This slashed overskirt of broad stripes which form a big checkerboard pattern. slender day dress in an abstract oval print. A summer cotton dress in whimsical dots and with balloon sleeves. Banded black and white silk in a straight little jacket over short shorts. A huge abstract plaid of cross-hatched black and white makes this now and forever silk shirtwaist dress. The slim tunic slashed at the sides in fantasy squares, worn over white slacks. Squares and diamonds set together on a full-skirted afternoon dress with a black patent leather belt. What are this spring's great fashion trends? They're very clear. First, the really long architectural suit jacket, narrow, belted, and uncollared, in this year's grade plaid. Second, the belted suit with the neat pleated skirt. Quite another architectural form, this one in gray wool. Here are two trends in one, the bias cut dress, which shows up clearly in this Glen plaid, and the deep, almost waist-deep armhole, not to mention the sash, which is frequently replacing the belt this spring. More architectural feeling even in chiffon. The domed skirt, one of the many shaped skirts you'll see this spring. This one, a golden paisley, ready to go partying every night from now to October. Here's the long bodice look with a full skirt, but a skirt that starts its fullness at the hip bone. A navy blue silk dinner dress that has the further news of being high in front and low in the back. Here, two versions of the longer suit jacket, both with large collars. This spring it's big collars or none at all, both with the wrist bone length of sleeve. And the two major color trends, the pale whited colors, check beige and bold black and white. The cardigan suit is important this spring. The collarless longer jacket, the use of small pockets as decoration, the long line silk overblouse, and the whole easy casual look make an attractive picture. The yellow suit has a chiffon blouse, and the other, in soft green, has a matching print blouse and lining. The coat, reversible in two shades of beige, and a newly narrowed coat dress make spring-style news. This spring's tall, narrow look in navy blue silk linen with two bows marking the low set in waistband. Pleats will put us all in a flutter this summer. This tailored silk is in a red, white, and blue diagonal plaid. The coat and dress in matching print, this time in a brown and beige herringbone pattern. The coat rises straight and narrow as a skyscraper. Here is a silhouette of prime importance, the double skirt and double sleeve. The long, slim gray tunic shows a darker shade of gray at the sleeves and the hemline. Here, the all-important coat dress. Left, tall and full-skirted and thoroughly pocketed in blue checkered wool. The other, a figure-making triangle in navy blue with a second triangle in striped taffeta. A very different version of the coat dress here, sashed and swathed with a surplice top and a wide skirt of pleats. This one of pencil striped silk. The two-tone costume. This one a costume that looks like a suit. An Oxford gray wool sheath, subtle contrast with a loose taupey beige jacket. And there's no law that says this jacket can't go out in other company too. Emphatic contrast. Topaz and white flannel dress and jacket. The dress repeating faultlessly the curved arch of the jacket yoke. two silhouettes for party dresses, the shaped skirt and the vaporous float. Both pretty, feminine, and very easy. The lilac and blue is a warp taffeta, and the dim to dark greens, chiffon over crepe. This is the biggest trend in evening dresses, the close, slinky line that ends above the ankle bone. This column of white crepe rounds gently at the hip. Fashion naturally follows that new American hobby, entertaining at home. Hostess gowns form a major facet of the coming American style picture. Here a graceful flow of mauve and fuchsia printed silk. A darkly dramatic dress in peacock blue and black. Blue and white with great oversized flowers. From now on, it appears the hostess will be the star of her own evening, and who has a better right? And there's good theater. Chinese red over black and white pajamas. This beige beauty of a sleek silk is a coverall pajama with a sheer coat of embroidered organza. Yes, a good figure is essential. Many of the newest dinner clothes are really dinner pajamas. This pink silk with culottes as wide as a skirt. And that's a pajama too, that serene fall of dark printed cotton in deep murmuring shades of purple and blue. And speaking of drama, here is a pale and poetic Persian tunic of yellow ribboned lace, worn with knee-high taffeta trousers. One unique and happy triumph of American design is the wonderful world of sizes. Here, for instance, is an 18.5 woman size in a smart checkered silk costume, the jacket lined in red. And here is a junior size 11, a close little check cotton sheath with a new big puff sleeve. Next, a sub-teen size 12 with the echo of a little girl's party dress. This is a petite size, a fuller version of Mrs. size, in 14.5, a soft green wool suit with matching blouse and jacket lining. And here is size 18.5 again, an afternoon dress with a long torso look in a green on white silk jersey print. Again, the petite size 14.5 in a grayed blue belted suit. The jacketed dress for a teenager in a teen size. Navy blue silk with a wide skirt that starts low because of the wide waistband. The top of the dress is in white and navy polka dots. A navy cotton suit for the tiny miss, not too unlike big sisters. This one crisp as crackers with two pockets, one for a handkerchief and probably something sticky and sweet in the other one. Juniors are a world by themselves and very aware of their own fashion trends. This batch of casual clothes points up the all-American shirtwaist dress in a pastel or brilliant plaid cotton, the neat buttoned-up shirt with tailored shorts, the shirt cut like a boy's over tapered short slacks, and the classic white tennis dress, a fashion perennial, not to mention the hat, what's left of it. It's not a great step in time from teens to careers. Let's look at some of the new career clothes. From the highly salaried woman executive, such as this longer jacket navy blue wool suit with silk lapels and cuffs, to the brand new, just graduated stenographer in navy blue wool coat dress with a huge bow, conferring with a junior executive in a long, straight jacketed suit of a red, white, and blue plaid. Here's office wear that can go out after hours. A long, narrow coat of gray plaid cotton that buttons all the way down with its own checked dress underneath. Or here are three thoroughly fashionable career women. Their clothes all marked this year by off-white to honey tones and collarless necklines. At the right, a belted silk suit with a new, deeper sleeve. Center, the hip-touching wool cardigan over a pleated skirt. And left, an easy three-piece silk shantung suit, relaxed but narrow. For two more career women, the coat dress. Left, here a narrow sleekness of gold checks, and the equally smart coat with its own dress, this in a good dark green, with a multigreen striped dress underneath it, both, as you see, largely bowed. Different ways to look, all of them right and fashionable. The wide-skirted jacket dress in navy blue and brown abstract plaid. The figure-molding topaz wool sheath with a chalk white crop cutaway jacket. And the receptionist in a semi-fitted suit of a pinky beige wool with a pink blouse. Here is high fashion for the girl on the way up, to whom dollars and cents are all important, and nowadays such clothes are beautifully easy to find. For instance, this beige sliver of cotton knit with a new lowered waistline chalk marked for emphasis, around $20. Here's the easy open jacket again, in an uncluttered navy blue suit and striped blouse. Striped cotton knit dress in topaz tones, a treasure for travelers, whether they go by jet or car or subway. Again, the open jacket with a luscious and lustrous, inexpensive cotton print blouse that makes a costume. A Christmas of white touched with embroidery to wear tucked in a cloth pleated skirt now, later with shorts or slacks. More high fashion at a low price. A black and white abstract print silk coat over its own black silk dress. Right, a jacketed dress of navy cotton with a flash of polka dots on the tie, and a topaz silk sheath with a brisk little cover-up jacket that is lined with the same print of the bodice. The price tags light as air. A smartly priced pure silk in expressionist blue. And here's the double skirt idea, done in beige and brown silk, and for peanuts. More fashions for children? Absolutely. These days, a child is no sooner born than she is plunged into fashion. Here, a best dress in an offbeat green cotton with its own minuscule jacket and a wide print cummerbund, and a lion being lionized. As for these older women of 3 and 4 and 6, well, they've been in fashion for years. Here they are wearing this spring's version of the traditional party dress. Those wonderful crisp petals of skirt and petticoat. One is white nylon organdy over yellow, and the other a pale green organdy. You'll see a good deal of green for children this year. And notice the new length of sleeve on the older girl's blue printed lawn dress. More new party clothes here, all of which, incidentally, wash as easily as everyday clothes. These were especially designed for blowing out candles. A pale pink batiste dress with a delicate fringing of lace, a white organdy apron dress with red velvet touches, and a crisp white polished cotton with this year's larger, more spaced pattern. This one of big red roses. Granny's dress and jacket are in taupe cotton eyelet. The girls are wearing a beige organdy with a green velvet sash, graduated red dots on white silk, and a white organdy scattered with embroidered flowers. Everybody's dream of how the day should end. Beautifully dressed in a beautiful setting, surrounded by fascinating people, and people who find you fascinating. New looks in evening fashions, short-rounded, opposite long slinky, bare-topped, often high front with deep décolletage back, graceful, flowing, diaphanous effects. And your selection can be from subdued hues to the most brilliant tones. The most precious dress of all in any woman's life is the wedding dress. What's new for this spring's or this summer's bride? Cloth, cut, and color. Here for a country bride, misty white embroidered organdy with low slanting puff sleeves and a new bateau neckline. And here for a city bride or an informal house wedding, the short wedding dress of cotton lace firmly shaped to the new dome skirt. A dress that obviously, but not too obviously, will dine at a lot of post-wedding parties, given a pair of tangerine or turquoise slippers. And here, coming towards the bridesmaid, the cathedral bride in a dress marked this year by its color, the palest blush of pink, and by the veil, which is definitely short. The wider bateau neckline, appliqued with lace, as is the skirt. News, too, the bridesmaid in the very same model, only short. This film has been presented by the label program of the International Ladies Garment Workers Union as part of a service designed to provide American women with authoritative, up-to-date information on fashion and fashion trends. The ILGWU label represents human values significant for all of us.